Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Week 3 PAFA game highlight commentary in a rematch of last year's championship between the Tri-City Panthers and the Northwest Arkansas Battle. And get law enforcement and Peter on the phone because Christian Case may have just killed a Panther. That man has a family, but he's sitting there with broken ribs. Get the defibrillator, call the EMTs, get the medic. That man needs to be revived. Out in Lawton, the Savages aren't looking too savage as Giovanni Knight gets a phone call from a telemarketer selling QB boots. He buys a pair, puts it on, and runs it right into the end zone to get the Oklahoma City Bulls on the board. Meanwhile in Enid, after a Cougars field goal, they're set to kick the ball back to the Enforcers and D'Angelo Williams waiting at the 1-yard line. He opens up his Devin Hester starter pack and he's off to the races. But it's a bootleg. He bought it from Toys R Us. It doesn't come with the outrun the kicker option. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Hey Frederick Lawrence, who's your favorite quarterback? Russell Wilson. Why is that? Because we both throw interceptions when we should have ran the ball inside the 5-yard line. As the ball is picked off by the Kansas Cougars and being returned all the way to the 43-yard line. Somewhere in the world, Marshawn Lynch is laughing. Somebody tell me why. Why won't they run the ball? For the Panthers, Garrett Griffiths takes over at quarterback and he's able to find Winston Holder, who disregards the tackle of one defender, and he's off to the races down the right sideline and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And that would set up Garrett Griffiths dialing voicemail because he's calling his own number as he takes off running down the left sideline and dives into the end zone for a Tri-City Panther touchdown. Unfortunately, the extra point would be no good because the kicker graduated from Nick Folk University. Back to Lawton we go. Following a Savages score, they're kicking the ball off deep to the Bulls. It's going to be returned by Alvin Smith, who takes it at the 20-yard line, makes a couple of moves, and he's off to the races down the left sideline. But his hopes of going to the end zone ends up much like working for Snow White. He came up short. He's going to be down at the 1-yard line. But much like Harvey Weinstein, the Bulls refuse to be denied as they continue to savagely beat the Savages and run it into the end zone for another score. Back in Enid, the Enforcers fail to enforce their defense as the Kansas Cougars find their way into the end zone. But the celebration of the touchdown would be short-lived as the extra point is blocked by D'Angelo Williams, and he picks it up and says, I don't need the Devin Hester starter pack on kickoffs because I got the Ed Reed starter pack on defense, as he returns the ball all the way into the end zone for a 2-point safety. Garrett Griffith takes the snap for the Panthers. He's standing in the pocket trying to find his man. He's got Deion Watkins. Did you eat before the game? Nah, I didn't. How about you have some of Tanner Stewart's shoulder pad? For the Lawton Savages, the disappointment has not stopped as the quarterback's absolutely destroyed in the backfield, but at least he completed a pass to the other team as it's returned to the 42-yard line. But the Bulls are not done ramming it up the arse of the Lawton Savages as Tim Harley Jr. gets the handoff and fights his way into the end zone for an Oklahoma City Bulls touchdown. However, on the extra point, the kick is going to be blocked. Is it going to be returned just like what happened in the Enid Enforcers game? Absolutely not! Get on the floor, dummy! Speaking of the Enforcers, whoop! The ball goes flying through the hands of Frederick Lawrence and bounces into the end zone, and it's going to be pushed out of bounds for a Kansas Cougars safety. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Marcel Miller Show. This man has been destroying defensive backs all season long. Legend has it, he's cold when he goes to sleep at night because you can't even cover him with a comforter. Touchdown Panthers. The Oklahoma City Bulls may have seen red on the sideline because their defense is non-existent and the Savages look to take advantage as they got a man as wide open as a Kardashian's legs during Black History Month running into the end zone to get the Savages on the board. But their momentum would be short-lived as the Oklahoma City Bulls respond with an aerial assault that make the United States Air Force happy. Touchdown Bulls. If the Enid Enforcers were releasing condoms, I would never buy them. They can't prevent a touchdown. How the hell are they going to prevent a pregnancy? Then again, whoop! They can't catch a football. Who's to say they'll catch an STD? The Enid Enforcers, good for sex, bad for football. A pair of touchdowns for the Cougars. Here come the Northwest Arkansas battle as Braden Cook gets the reception, but he's coughing up the ball. As he fumbles on the play, it's picked up by Lane Freeman of the Tri-City Panthers, and he's gonna be down. But wait, it must be Groundhog's Day because this happened last week against the Crusaders. Braden Cook fumbled on the play and it led to a touchdown. What's Braden Cook cooking? I know, it's Butterfingers. The Panthers look to capitalize on the turnover, but Michael Weber must have been eating dinner with Braden Cook before the game because he's got Butterfingers, and it's recovered by Tanner Stewart. Battle ball. And just when you thought Butterfingers was only being eaten by the Panthers in the battle, it's made its way to the Savages as they fumble on the play and it's recovered by the Bulls and returned inside the 5-yard line. And the Bulls pay a visit to the football embassy and turn their turnover into points. And the Kansas Cougars continue to abuse the Enid Enforcers. Ladies and gentlemen, MC Hammer.
Can't touch this. touch this.
Braden Cook would make up for his early fumble as he's found in the end zone for a Northwest Arkansas battle touchdown. But the extra point fails. They trail 13-6. We head out to Enid to check on the Enforcers offense, and yup, their hands are just for decoration. Don't blink, the Enforcers went to the pastry shop and bought a couple apple turnovers right next to McDonald's. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, the Cougars run this shit. Touchdown, Kansas. Griffith standing in the pocket. He's off to the races. He sure does like to run a lot. I've had enough, says Christopher Scott. And at this point, the Kansas Cougars are engaging in necrophilia because the Enforcers may be dead, but they're still getting fucked. Final score 39-2. Less than 1 minute to go, down by 7 points. The Battle desperately need a touchdown in order to get back into this game. Davon Neal catches the ball out the backfield, makes one Panther miss, stays on his feet, and brings the ball inside the 10-yard line. 52 seconds left to play. Jess Brown takes the snap, pump fakes the camera, takes off running. He's gonna dive towards the end zone, and he gets in for a Battle touchdown. Down by 1 point. Do they kick the extra point to go to overtime? No, they choose to go for the win. Brown takes the snap, gives it to Neal, back to Cook, but he's gonna be stopped by Joshua Moore. 1 yard short. The Panthers are gonna win, and Joshua Moore says that's one more W in the Panthers column. For the Savages, the Battle, and the Enforcers, take out your money, pay your fare, and get aboard the L train.